Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be diving into Tinker's Construct, and of course, as you can see behind us, expanding our base. So, I hope you guys are ready. So I may have accidentally done that thing where I kind of go, hey, I did a little bit of work off camera, and built a little bit of an extension to our base, kind of thing. But promise you, we are going to still work on building today. Now this is a little bit of an external room that I built here, and let me just tell you, this is ridiculous as far as water goes. Building underwater without external tools, not fun. Not fun to say the least. So hopefully I can kind of help with that today by using some of our Seaopolis points to be able to spend it on. But the thing that we're going to go for is the copy and paste gadget, this thing right here. So I'll go ahead and submit that. I get these items here, which are kind of important. The charging station, really important. This right here says craft me. What? It says craft me. But we have the template manager and so on. What does it take to even make the copy paste gadget? Yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's not within our range at the moment. I mean, we kind of have access to some of these things, but nothing, yeah, we can get, yeah. So template manager, nothing I'm really worried about. The main thing is this crafter and the charging station so we can charge it up. I built this today so that way we can copy it and paste it onto these different sections. So really all it is a circle here, and you know, that is basically a 9x9 that is a circle. So kind of keep in mind, this right here is a 9x9, and then we have some extensions off the side which kind of make it look circular. That's basically it. It's a really, really simple build, and I wanted the ceiling to be here, but you can see I do have some leaking issues. I want to put trapdoors all along the sides or slabs, but the problem with doing that before like we have this copied is when we place it, I'm pretty sure it's going to place a waterlogged variant, or it's going to be waterlogged in itself, and I just don't want it to be waterlogged. It's just a kind of a pain to get rid of. Also, the leaves are not going to stay. That is going to be replaced with something later on down the road. So we have all this stuff. We have it ready to go. Let's go ahead and get our charging station set up and get some power flowing into this thing. This thing uses coal to build up energy. Throw that in there. And look at that. That thing is going to be charging super quick. And that is exactly what we want. Now, copying this, we're going to probably have to go outside a little bit to do this. I don't think it's gonna be too difficult. I need to set my my points to copy. So let me grab some stone here. Here's some simple cobblestone. That should work. Basically, we need to extend out on this edge, and we need to make sure that it is going to be copied right about there. And the good thing is we can actually, before we copy everything, we can say, hey, I don't want these blocks here. But I don't think it's going to be a big deal leaving the blocks. I also need to get one on the other side for when we copy this, because if you've noticed, we're kind of running out of room to build. We really are. We're running out of room for things, and also things to look good. This has been running for a while, so I do have quite a bit of resources that have been built up here just because I've just been doing other things while I've just let this work. And not really progressed any. As you can see, I've just been working on building. So let me get another anchor point on the other side of this corner down here, and we're gonna get this copy paste gadget. We're gonna put it to some use. Okay, so let's go ahead and utilize this tool. First of all, I'm gonna right click here to select that area. As you can see, I accidentally clicked another area. You just right click over here on this bottom. I'm gonna shift right click, and that is going to encompass this entire area. Now, water I don't really need. I know water is going to be a part of this. Let's go ahead and take this down to the bottom, and let's kind of look at what all we have here. I have my hotkey set to G. Of course, you can change it yourself. We can go ahead and open the materials list. Notice how water is not listed, which is good, but it tells us everything that we're going to need in order to craft this. Blue terracotta, I believe we can go ahead and build this without some of these items. But like dirt, I don't necessarily need. We have driftwood planks. I'm going to need all the glass. I'm going to need that. These special chiseled planks I'm going to need. Basically, we can take this and we should be able to move this elsewhere. So that is the goal. So if I open this up and I hit copy, now the tool mode is in copy. If I set this to paste, now you can see how me moving this around, I can now get this thing to paste. But notice it's not exactly where we probably want it to be pasted. So let me go ahead and set up here. And what you can do is you can open up the GUI and then start to really adjust this thing and get it placed where it actually should be. So with me standing here, I can see that it's now level. And then we can get this aligned. Now the rotation, I don't know if you can rotate blocks, but right here, if I hit confirm, now where I stand here is going to be the proper adjustment. So with me standing on the outer edge, that should be the place. Now I can also hit the anchor button and I can come out of this view and I can just make sure that it's going to be in the right spot, right? And I need to do that with this over here. So lots of work ahead of me here. This is the rotate button. There we go. So that would allow me to rotate it. So when we're over here and we go to paste it on this side, we can actually rotate it and have everything lined up. So let me get all the materials in my inventory and then I'm going to show you how this thing works. So this may be a bit confusing and I definitely would understand that, but I'm going to pull this forward here. Basically, I placed it down with me standing here, put it into paste mode, and then I basically anchored it so I can see it visually. I moved it over here so it was matching the same height. It is the same height. I rotated it once so it is facing the right direction. And now I'm trying to get it so that way it is facing the proper way. Now I have to keep in mind that this is too wide here. And you can see this is too wide, but it copied here, right? It's planning on building right here, and that's where it's going to start. So if I know that it is lined up right here, I know I can go one more and one more back. So if we take this, I'm moving it on the Z-axis. Right about here, you can see it's one block forward. You can kind of see it. We move this. We know that it is definitely flush with this wall. So if we go one more back, it's not right. But if we go one more after that, it should be perfect. So we move it one and then one more and we confirm and we know that that is exactly where we want it to be. And I hit the template build. As you can see, it took all the items out of my inventory that it needed to build this. And it has technically built it, I believe. Or at least tried. It looks like it was missing some materials. So that is the thing. If you didn't have all the materials on you, then of course you're not going to be able to place them all down. Like that just totally makes sense. So which is a good thing because not all the times do you want to copy certain parts of the build. So now I need to move these things out of the way. One of these chests does have our cardboard box, and we're actually going to make use of it. Look at that. Who knew we were actually going to use our cardboard boxes? Very nice. That is, yeah, ignore that visual. Ignore the visual bug there. That may or may not be a cursed half chest. Yeah, it is definitely, that is definitely cursed. There we go. Much better. I just need to get back to this room. Now here's where the fun part starts. We've got to sponge this. Now, if you have any water, so if you're working with these builds and you have any water that's able to come into the sides, you're going to regret that. You're going to regret it because like this up here, notice how it's not completely finished. It doesn't, yeah, you have to come in here and finish some of this stuff. Otherwise, your water is leaking in. You're going to have no way of fixing this with these water sources being open. So yeah, I've got to come in here and I got to place in these spruce planks that I chiseled. Let me also remind you, working with sponge is still not fun. Oh, what a mess sponge is. Oh, every time I just like, oh yeah, that's why the new updates and stuff. Yeah, the water was just a mess to work with. Yep, it's still just a mess. But hey, we have more room, and I still have one more room to fill in back here. And we might even end up replacing this mob farm back here. I know we spent some points on it, but we probably will end up replacing this mob farm with one of these rooms as well. Maybe keeping the other area, but having it as an extension to one of these rooms. You guys ready for this? You guys ready to see this room sponge water removal? Yeah, I'm gonna try. If you get the corners, you have a good chance of getting a good starting point. So long as, like, there you go. At the edge, you start working your way around the other edges. It's because the water fills back in, there's like a specific amount that it will start to fill back in. I miss the old way sponges worked. Like back in the old day, the sponges would just keep water away, like just permanently. Then water couldn't like come back into that space. Oh, these sponges are so much harder to work with. So you just end up just placing them everywhere. Now there are the wands, and I did try the wands, but they consume the sponge. You can't reuse them. So like I don't know the point of that. Like they go by so quick. Like it just one click in the whole area. It doesn't you know, consume all the water. It just uses up all the durability, even on the max size one. I do have more sponges though. Yeah, luckily we have a lot of sponges, so, and we can reuse these. All we gotta do is just put them in the furnace and they're good to go. Look at that, we have it now cleared out. I just gotta now break all the sponges. So now that I have all these areas built, I kind of wanted to explore a little bit above ground and just kind of take on some of these guys, right? And we're gonna be getting into Tinkers here soon, and we're gonna be able to fight these guys. Now, we can't go any higher than the blocks that I'm jumping. If we go up any higher, then we're gonna start to encounter some issues where we're gonna start taking poison damage. And I mean, we just start taking poison damage like immediately. Now, killing these guys, they drop a few things, like some actual good stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared of those guys. I don't know what those things do with the TNT. Maybe they're like creepers and they like blow up. But these guys have dropped emeralds on me. So I have one of these swords. I also have some emerald that I ended up getting because they drop emerald, gold, and it seems like several different things. Yeah, these sabers are kind of interesting. And if we get enough of them, we can build up and make that actual sword. Now these guys, I still don't know what they do other than, okay, they drop gunpowder. Weird. they act like regular skeletons, like I said, but they're super scary because they're holding TNT, and it makes you think, well, what's going on? Wow, look at this. It's looking so good. Oh, we're getting this build going, and this is like I'm expanding. Things are looking so much better. But anyways, these guys are also making some awful noise. They sound like pillagers. Which, I mean, they are technically pillagers. Yeah, I guess that would be some like early resources right there. Like if you desperately needed, like, I don't know, ingots like that. There you go. I did use these ladders to kind of get a platform going, and then I placed the trapdoor so I can get up there pretty easily. So we have our rooms, we have our storage, we have things going. What do we need to do next? In our quest, things are going to start getting a little bit more difficult. Also, you guys did let me know that the reason the ceramics didn't fully finish is because we are still missing that one red snad. Yes, we can actually make snad, which is double sand. I do have a bunch of it now because, like I said, as I've just been letting it go. There we go. And we completed the ceramics. Ooh, very, very nice. So now that we have ceramics done, we're moving through these tiers. Like I said, we're probably going to complete Tinkers today, as we have to get that done. And we're going to start work on regular Tinkers and getting into botany pots from what it looks like, which is going to be helpful. Botany pots are going to be really nice, as that's going to help us get like trees and saplings automated, so we don't have to have like, you know, giant setups and constantly breaking things over and over again. So getting into this, let's go ahead, and before fully jumping into Tinkers, let's make grout. We are going to need a bit of grout. I did set up a semi-automated setup for getting clay. So right here, it's just a hopper onto that wooden barrel, and down there is another hopper. So with that done, I have tons of clay here. So what I should be able to do with this is we should be able to grab some gravel, also some sand, and I should be able to craft some grout. What all is needed? I need to go ahead and save this on the list of things to save. Grout is one of them, so that we have a quick access over here by hitting A. By the way, you hit A over an item and it'll put it over here in your bookmark bar. So with that, I can make tons of grout. And yes, I do want tons of grout. Now, does placing it in here, does that cook? Okay, so this does not cook this way. This needs something else to be cooked in order to make this. Oh, it can only go into the blast. Okay, that's good to know. Now with the setup here, I'm going to go ahead and change this up a bit. And I need to get basically a chest up top or a barrel. Barrels would actually work. We can place a barrel up here, and then I'm going to place a barrel here, and then make sure that hopper is facing the bottom. Just going to make things go a little bit quicker as we start to put some materials in here. And there we go. That's nice and set up. Now that's only going to smelt 64 because we're using tiny coal. So I probably need to get a bit more of that in there, or get it automated in a different way. Probably go ahead and remove this side and just fully set up a coal automation setup over here. So since we're setting up the smelter and we're allowing everything to cook, I mean, I guess we should probably move over here and get ourselves some basic Tinker's Construct stuff going. I think that's probably the best place. And so to do that, we need a crafting station. That's just one of many things. We also need a Tinker's Workstation, which is going to be crafted like so. There we go. And then we also need a part chest, which we don't really need one, but we do need one for the quests. And then a part builder. Tinker's has gotten really simple in the last, during this update. This is the brand new version of Tinker's. So things have gotten, like I said, really simplistic as far as things that are needed for this mod. And you know what? Just because we're going to place this in the floor here, there's no reason why not to. I'm going to set it up sort of like this. I think that is going to work fine. What we're going to have is a Tinker Station. We have a part builder, and then we have this. So I'm going to place this in the middle. We're going to have a part builder that can go right here, the Tinker Station, and then this there. Perfect. Everything's in the floor. Nice and neat. We have everything that we need. And that's really all you need. To make the parts, it's not complicated anymore. You don't need to worry about all your templates needed to be stored somewhere. They're just actively stored here. They're just in here. So it's wanting us to make a few things after we claim all of our rewards. It's wanting us to make a basic wooden pickaxe from the looks of it. And then down here, it talks about a stone pickaxe head. This is a better pickaxe head, means higher block breaking speed. So we're basically going to make this, and then it's showing us that we're going to upgrade our tool part. So not too difficult. Let's go ahead and grab some cobblestone because we're going to need that. But in here, we can throw some wood, and we can go ahead and make ourselves a regular handle. We can make ourselves a binding. I really like these new textures for these things as well. And then go ahead and make ourselves a pickaxe head. Pretty simple, right? We're going to combine that over here by making a regular pickaxe. Voila. Not in the order that it has listed, but there we go. Now we have a wooden pickaxe. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? And we can go ahead and complete this. Now, to make the stone head, all we have to do is just basically swap this out for some stone, and we can go ahead and upgrade this head. And there we go. The chapter is complete. But I'm going to show you. You can put your pickaxe in here, and you can actually throw the part in, and that is going to replace that main head here. And now we have a much better tool, because believe me, a wooden wood tool is not very good. Honestly, this tool is not the greatest in the world. Probably best if we used bone for the rod. That is a thing we can actually do right away. So right here, we can make a bone handle. And then I can go ahead and throw this in. And we have a bone handle. Perfect. And we have a wood binding. We have this multi-tool. Notice the durability did go down, but our attack did go up. We can always bring, make our durability better. The good thing about this is we should be able to make these repair kits out of stone. And now anytime that we start to lose a little bit of durability on our tool, we just throw a repair kit in here and voila, we can repair our tool, which is really, really handy. That's why having some stone on here is a really nice touch, because we just use cobblestone. Same thing goes for the sword. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and use this because fractured's pretty good on a sword. We have a regular wood and also the rod here. So pretty decent sword early on, 5.5 damage. It's not horrible. It does beat out our regular stone sword here, which is kind of nice. And our mob farm is still functional over here. So I can still walk over here. I can still take some swipes at these guys. Now that I have a tinker sword, it should level up over time. And then if I need to pick up the drops, I just walk through here. And I can actually pick up the drops from the back. Eventually we'll have this set up. It'll be a lot nicer looking than this. And like I was saying about using the repair kit As you can see, we have durability. I just throw that in the crafter, and bam, we have a stone sword that is now repaired. And, well, how are we looking over here? Ooh, I think we have plenty. I think we have plenty of seared to be able to start a small little smeltery. So there we go. We have all the stuff to kind of get jump started here with Tinkers. I think that's a little bit of seared brick. And now we need to make a seared heater. So let me go ahead and open all this up. I wonder if I can... Oh, I can't. I'm going to have to add this. So let's go jump into Tinkers real quick. And we should be able to pull most of these things up. So it wants us to make a seared heater. Off the bat, I don't even know if we're going to utilize a seared heater, but it is something that we can use. And it basically uses fuel, like coal, to power it. But we're going to be moving pretty quickly into a few different things. There's a seared gauge because the seared melter, I believe, is the next step. Then we also have our faucet that we're going to need. And we're also going to need ourselves a tank. So all of this stuff is pretty self-explanatory as far as Tinkers go. And it does tell you a lot of information here if you're wanting to read that. These guides are really helpful for this. This is going to need us to make both. And then it talks about making a flint pickaxe head, which probably would be a little bit, but yeah, as it says, it does cost a little bit of the durability. We might actually make that. And then we would just use flint to repair. And then we talk about getting into clay. Okay, so... since we know how to make this is our basic tier, and it does show an image here of what we need to do. This is a fuel that is going to utilize the seared heater. This is the one that I'm probably going to make, which will utilize lava in the seared tank. We do have lava, so I'm not too concerned about setting up lava. So what we need to do is place this here, and we need a seared melter on top. Then we have our faucet, which goes here. And then we need to craft two things. We need to craft a basin. And then we also need to craft a casting table. Both of those things are definitely needed here. But since we're moving into the botany pots and we're taking a look at the molten clay, notice it says 1 block of clay equals 1 terracotta. That is kind of what we're going to be setting up and kind of processing here. Let me go ahead and get another block, and I'm going to place this block simply above here. And I'm going to show you why we're going to place this block here. Let me go ahead and place down this. And then I think we can set up just about anything in here. Like a regular hopper, I think works. I think we can set up a regular hopper. And that is going to provide us with a way to get like multiple items in so we don't have to manually place them in. I'll see if that works. So we have our clay. I don't have any lava just yet. Let me grab a bucket and we'll scoop out a couple of those. And by the way, you get iron nuggets from killing those guys up top, so I feel like it's okay to probably use like an iron bucket at this point by breaking down all of these saddles, so I don't feel too bad about it anymore. All right, so yes, that will allow me to throw that in there, so that will get this automation process started. So this hopper here will allow the automation process to be started, which is exactly what I want. Now, all I'm going to need is a piece of cobblestone, and you're going to love this. You're going to love this. No longer do you need to pulse this thing with a redstone pulse. You can straight up just use a stick. Like, no joke. You can use a lever. I was going to say a stick. Yeah, you can actually use a lever here to power this to constantly drain. So, an easy way to set up automation for this is to just... of course, break these logs, make it so I have to walk under here because it's not completely level here. Oh boy. We're going to be doing a lot of that going under the water. But yeah, all we got to do is make another hopper. And this hopper is going to go into something like a barrel or a chest. I guess it doesn't really matter. We have plenty of chests. Let's go ahead and place a chest. And we'll just feed that in. And we have automated terracotta. Oh, this is a very nice automated smeltery system here. And it is very, very basic coming off of this regular seared melter. That's why having some way to automate the clay going in is a good idea. And it shouldn't use up all that much lava. I'm going to keep an eye on it. And as it's doing this, I'm going to make sure we have at least 64 because one of the quests that we're working towards actually requires us to not only have 64 of these, but to have 64 terracotta. And right now I'm also working on the 32 fish that is cooked up. And then I just need to make a wooden crucible. And that's pretty simple. So, yeah, I'll be back once all this stuff is done, and we'll see what that reward is going to give us. So you guys may have encountered this problem as well. For some reason, my flopper stopped working outside, so I decided to go ahead and set up a little bit of a, I don't know, just an area inside for it. And I just have my water just basically being trapped by a spruce, by trapdoors. And I have the flopper up top, so that's pulling in the water. And then I just have this running into the side. A little bit different, generating our clay a little bit differently. But like I said, I'm on my way to getting those 64 terracotta. And as far as fish goes, well, we just completed that one. So fish, almost done. Was it 31 of 32? I think we need 64 of each of the fish. Oh, I better get to cooking. So we're almost done with this section. All we got to do now is pull this terracotta out. And we have actually completed the CC2 right here. So we now can claim our reward. Ooh, what is this? Is that a storage? Oh, it's a storage drawer. We have a smeltery control or a storage drawer controller and the keys that go with it. Not bad, not bad. That's really nice because I don't know how expensive the drawer controller actually is. It requires a diamond. So yeah, that's actually pretty nice. And that's going to allow us to get a setup going for storage drawers. Eventually, we will get to that. Now, with this terracotta, that's not what I'm super happy about. Like this, and it's an alright reward. What I'm really happy about is getting in these pots. So to make this pot, all we really need is the terracotta and a flower pot. And I have everything we need to do that. And let's go ahead and make, I think I have enough for 6 for right now. So there's our 6 pots. And then I'm going to go ahead and surround this with the terracotta. That makes 6 of those. And I have 6 hoppers. And that's going to make 6 hopping variants of that. Oh boy. And we're almost done. We have the flint pickaxe head. That's the only thing left in this section. And honestly, to do that, well, we just have to make literally a flint pickaxe head. And we can hear that sound. Ooh, it's so good. It's so good hearing that. By the way, to complete our wooden text section, it's not super crazy. We should probably go ahead and complete that as well. We need to do that. We need string and we need the patterns. And we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a book with leather. This is basically explaining to us, hey, that we can actually make books without any kind of plants, because Tinkers does have a recipe in here that will support that. Well, at least I thought so. It requires slime? I thought it required string. I guess I'm wrong. What are they? Where are they getting that the book? Where's the book recipe coming into play? I think that's probably what it was meant to be, was a string there, but yeah, we can't do that till we get a slime ball. Well, I mean, we could get slime, but that's later on down the road. All right, anyways. Oh, enough of that. Let's go ahead and set up our chests. We have these chests here. I'm going to go ahead and take our hopping bonsais and grab some saplings. The main ones is going to be the dark jungle. I don't know too much about this river sapling. That's something that I think I got from drops. Spruce, I definitely want. And I don't think we have any other seed types. I'll try this one. And that's 4. I mean, we can go ahead and do all of them, I guess. It doesn't really matter. 6, I guess, will work. Oh, oak. We're missing oak. I'm probably not going to use the birch or that. Let's go ahead and grab oak. So all we have to do now is grab some dirt, which I believe I have some dirt stored away down in here. Yep, underneath all the glass. And dirt will get us started. It's not the it's not the best thing to use for this, but it definitely will get us jump started. Throw the dirt in. And I love the fact that these are hopping, so this is just going to just work. Let's put our spruce and oak up in the first ones. Then we'll do jungle and dark. And then we'll do river and the acacia. And all we got to do is just let them grow. And over time, they're just going to start producing wood for us. So no longer are we going to hopefully need to mass farm trees and leaves. We will have a little bit of them being generated through that method. Oh, by the way, on the paper, I'm a total dork. You can make this. You're probably like, Chosen, you can totally make paper. And you can also make books. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, dude? And look at that. There's our book. So that completes that. We should be able to complete this. And then the tome is an actual bookshelf. Wow. Luckily, I had just enough materials to make all this. There's this, and that will give us the Akashic tome. And this normally stores all of your books, but I mean, I don't see any books stored in there. So whenever we do get books, we can store them in there. Such as some of the early starting books that we ended up getting. I don't know if the One Probe notes work in there, but like the materials in you should. And I think you combine them into the book, and then when you open it, you can see you can now select, and you can actually open this, which is really nice. So left click to clear, and then right click to select, and then you can open and access the book. It's actually a really nice tool. Kind of cleans up your books that end up everywhere. Now we also need to make a backpack. We need to make a factory, and that's basically it. And a sleeping bag, which I think the bag goes with this backpack. I don't know. Do we have everything for the backpack? That we can, like, can we go ahead and craft this thing? We actually can. So we have everything for the backpack. That's really nice. Is this the backpack that has the slot? I don't know. But I do know with that leather, all we got to do is take some of this string, convert it into some wool, and we should be able to make the roll as well. Just make the regular roll, bed roll. Perfect. And I don't know, that's from Upgrade Aquatic. So this just, I guess, acts as a regular bed. And then we also have this beautiful backpack, which that's a lot of storage actually for our plain Jane backpack. So the last thing to complete that section is a factory. And man, oh man, are we completing sections. Very, very nice. The only thing left is the storage drawers, which we're going to work on that, I think, next episode. So, guys, the only thing left to do after all of the craziness that we've done today is thank the sponsor of today's video. And that, my friend, is going to go to our Patreon of the day, and that is going to be to Robert Kelso. Thank you so much for your amazing support, my man. And guys, I really do appreciate you. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, of course, you can find that linked down in the description below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, ring that beautiful notification bell if you are new. And guys, give this video a huge thumbs up, as it does help these videos perform. And maybe share them with your friends if you do enjoy this content. Maybe they'll like it too. Or maybe it'll introduce them to modded for the first time. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, of course, thanks for watching.